Hello, Thomas.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm not even gonna. We're just gonna get right into it. I
Really?
don't care how I am.
No,
I don't care where you are. So.
Well, that's fair, but I do care how you are. Before we get started,
Oh. Okay.
the most important thing, there are people out there suffering, okay? Wondering, how can I help these guys out? And I'll tell you, super easy, okay? Easiest
Fuck
way,
these guys.
easiest way, steal someone's phone, subscribe them to the podcast, and follow us on Instagram. That's the easiest way. If you want some butter soft t-shirts, head over to the website. You got buy one, get one free. You're leaving money on the table.
T-shirts, hats.
T-shirts and hats. I think we're going to do some sweatshirts this year.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're looking into that.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, anyways, you want to help us out? Much appreciated. Carry
All right.
on. Onward,
All right,
Thomas.
Let's get
Goal do you have for me today?
You ready to watch something?
Yeah.
I just want to see what your thoughts are. Okay.
77% of US 17 to 24-year-olds could not join the military. The American Department of Defense recently did an analysis of 17 to 24-year-olds and found that 77% were unqualified to serve in the military due mostly to obesity, drug abuse, physical health, or mental health. Almost half were disqualified for more than one of those reasons.
We're going to lose to everybody if this trend continues. We can't win wars with the bodies that we have, right? When you look at society at large right now, they're obese, they're gelatinous blobs of broken minds. They don't know if they're a boy or a girl. They definitely have never jumped out of a tree before. So when they go to airborne school and they land on a static line jump and they break both their legs, it's because they've never done it before. You know, you and I grew up chasing kids and like smacking each other with sticks, you know, and this generation hasn't done that. So they're just weaker in every form of the word. I know every generation says this, but
All right.
It sounds like he's talking about the
a lot to
fire
unpack
service.
here. All right. So hey. All right. I thought that's the first thought, right?
Okay.
77%, 2/3, 70. How much of the fire service is overweight or obese?
70,
Right.
75.
But here's the thing. Okay, so the next generation of the fire service is what age? 17 to 24, right?
Yep.
They can't get into the military, even the military, right?
We'll take them.
So this is the pool we're pulling out of.
Yeah.
What's the fire service look like in 15 years?
Well, I will say this.
Based on just what you got.
These are two people who are never in the military. So I will say
Right.
that. Now, there are jobs in the military where you could be a gelatinous blob, right? There's plenty of smart fatties in there that are doing a great job. There is no place on the fire department for people who can't do the physical work.
See, I just don't think there should be a place for that. And I think some of our best friends who are in the military would agree. There's no place for gelatinous blobs in the military either.
Yeah, but where they were, there were no gelatinous
Cooks?
blobs in those units, right?
Mechanics?
Like,
Should they be out of shape?
sure, go ahead, man. Not like field mechanics, but like you're back at a base, back at home. Like you're a
What
mechanic.
if shit hits the fan and your base gets attacked and like now you're ready, right?
That's fair. Didn't think about that. I mean, you need support, right? Support systems. So, like, let's take the fire department as a parallel. Do you need to be in elite level shape to be an inspector or an investigator? No, not really.
That's why that's a lot of those are civilian positions.
Which is totally fine. Like, you can help out the fire department that way. If you're riding on a rig, there's no place for people who are.
I think if you're making any sort of high level decisions, you should be in shape.
Yes, I agree with that.
A level of discipline is needed to take care of yourself, so you cannot instill discipline in your
anybody
work
else,
group or
right?
your organization if you can't do it yourself. I mean,
It's hard to.
some people listen to that, but I don't.
It's kind of hard to respect people that don't respect themselves, and I think people who are deconditioned don't respect themselves. For the most part, I'm making a generalization.
Yeah,
You get injured.
I don't
you
think they
have-
understand that they aren't respecting themselves, right? Like they don't understand like what
You have
this
to
looks
understand
like.
it.
Do you?
Yeah, dude, I was fat. I know exactly what that's like.
And you didn't respect yourself at all?
No, how could
But
you?
did you? I mean, were you really like in tune with that thought of like, yeah,
I'm gross. It's 100%.
okay? All
They-
right. You're not like everybody though.
I knew. Like you would. All right, I'll speak for myself. Right, my wife gets mad when I speak for other people. I'm just speaking for myself. I tried to create a personality that it was like funny, like me being
Compensating.
100%.
Yeah.
But like deep down, when you get home and it's hard to breathe taking your shoes off, like you're like, all right, I suck.
So is there any way we're turning this around? I mean, 17, 20, they're adults. Some
The
bad
only
habits.
The only way you turn this around is you start turning people away.
No, I'm not talking the fire service. Now I'm back to society in general.
Yeah, you start turning people away.
From?
Anything. You make it a standard. You make it a standard in jobs.
You need bonuses for being in shape. You need job opportunities for being in shape.
I don't think you need bonuses because that
Well,
means that
you have to incentivize.
which is
some
a
way.
job.
Yeah, but you can work from your computer on a lot of stuff now. I mean, the point is like we're going down this path.
But even if Tom,
How is it going to correct itself if we don't do that?
But even if you are working at a computer job and you are the owner of a company, people who are out of shape and unhealthy are going to take more sick days. They're going to go out on,
I
for
agree.
us, like light duty. Like it makes more sense for businesses to hire healthy people. That's it.
But you only got 25% of people that you can pull from. So I bet if you had your own company.
Okay. I do have my own company.
Well, you're running your
There's
own
only
company.
2 people who work here, and we're both in jail.
All right, so you run a fire department.
Okay. What is it called?
East Metro.
Awesome.
Okay. And it employs about a couple hundred people, right?
It's called 450.
450 people.
Okay.
And every year, your normal attrition is 5%.
Okay.
25 people, maybe, retirements and
Sure.
just leave. And you've got to replace that 25% of 450 every year, at least.
Okay.
And that doesn't even talk about growth. So what's 5% of 455? 22 and a half people.
Okay. A year.
A year.
Easy money.
You're going to get out of the 25% that's available.
Yep.
And then you have other departments who are doing the same thing, competing.
100%.
100% what?
It's easy.
I think it's harder than you make it.
Well, let's take Madison, Wisconsin. Okay.
I've been out to, let's just say East Metro had an academy.
Sure.
I've been out there.
Yeah.
They did not look in shape.
I am not the chief of that.
But
of that.
I wonder on the other side if you would be able to find like in shape, ready to go, like
yeah, but
20,
the people who
22 and a half people, like
the
ready
people
to go,
who come
that
out
want to do fire.
people who come out to the academy were hired by human resource people who have no idea what we do. No idea.
I guess I would be interested. I agree. If you had more control, then you would hire the right people out of the pool. But I don't think there's enough people in that pool.
Oh, I disagree.
I don't think.
Let's say East Metro had 750 applicants.
Okay.
Okay. The numbers do not add up. That you're telling me that.
I'm saying, so if they have 750 applicants,
Okay.
and for purposes of math, let's just call it 75%.
Okay.
So 75% of 750, it's in the 230 range.
Okay.
All right. So there's 230 people just right there, right? Is that right? Yeah, 240. I might be a little high. It's under 200.
Let's call it 100.
No.
150.
175.
175.
Okay. So we got 175 people of the 750 that apply.
Okay.
That are just in shape.
Sure.
Now they got to go through backgrounds. They got to go through, psych, all that.
Sure.
How many get eliminated through all those processes anyways, right?
I bet you have
40,
50,
50%?
I bet you have 50 people left.
So
out of
you're
that.
saying 75% of those get eliminated.
Sure.
So you got 50 people that are in shape and pass the test.
Yep.
Now, personality-wise, are they the right fit? Because you got to interview them too.
I would.
So now you're down to 50 people out of 750 that can just walk through that door, and you haven't even talked to them yet.
I
And
would
you're telling me
guess-
you can get 22 and a half a year every year
Yes,
when you're competing with other departments.
100%.
I don't think you can.
Well, out of those folks, if you are in shape and pass your psych and background, you're probably a pretty good person,
No, I'll give you that.
right? Like,
Yeah.
because that's the point of
Yeah.
all of this weeding out process, to see who's a good person or not.
Okay.
What the problem is that we're not hiring just for that. We're not
Or-
hiring just for being physically fit and being a good person. Hearts and minds, we're not doing that. There's too many other.
What are we hiring for? Well, I mean, like,
Let's say
you're
this.
saying there's more to this job, is what you're saying. So we're
No, I don't.
oh,
I'm saying that outside influences are influencing the people that we are hiring, and it is not a good fit for the fire department.
not always.
Not always.
Right.
And so I would.
Okay, so add that in, and there's no way you're going to get your 22 and a half
Well, no, why do you have to add that in?
because that's reality.
It's not reality. It's the reality that we're making
Right, but it is reality.
that can be changed.
You going to change that?
I would at my fire department. It's a waste of time and money with the way we're doing things. That's
Sure.
all.
Do you fear that if we got attacked, we'd lose a war? 'Cause
So
we come from even our generations come from a spot like we're not losing a war if we go to war. We're the most dominant military, right? I still think our specialty teams are
top notch,
right
because they still have the standards.
because they still have these. Go figure.
So-
If you want to win,
you need to have
you
high
have high
standards.
standards.
Yeah.
So, could you say that if you don't have high standards, you're probably not focused on the end game of winning?
No,
That's fair.
just trying to get by.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like let's go back to Madison, right? Madison Fire, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. 50% of their fire department is D1 athletes,
Man, that is some fucking
50%.
competitive.
and they don't have the attrition. They have the normal.
So how do
attrition
they get that?
Because they're surrounded by other D1 athletes.
But I mean, are there hiring standards? Do they have a physical fitness test as part of hiring?
Mhm.
We need to reinstitute physical fitness tests for every rank of promotional process.
I agree with that, and you got to get rid of the CPAT,
Yeah.
or you have to cut the time in half if you want to do that. If you want to do
Or
that
just
program,
rank it.
sure.
Hey, you can have time. But if you do the CPAT in, this faster time, then
You get more points.
you get more points.
That's easy money.
Mhm.
So the CPAT's a big problem.
Yeah.
But I think the hiring practices are also a big problem, where we value trying not to get fired here. I would say this: keep the value on hearts and minds and attitude and effort, as opposed to anything else.
Damn.
That's it.
Pretty good at politically correct statements, I guess.
Well, it's true, right?
No, that's true. Yeah.
Like, if you have those two things, you're gonna be fine. We want you. And if you don't have those two things, then I think it's okay if fire departments are like,
100%.
you're not okay for this place.
Yeah.
Because certain cities, like East Metro, require a lot out of their people. A lot. Because the citizens
We
need
would require a lot out of if we had our own
100%,
department, East Metro.
right?
Yeah.
Like, let's say at East Metro, you were constantly getting bricks thrown through your windows of your rigs, and you're going to more fires than anybody else. And when it comes to the violence that I would assume East Metro would have, you need to have some people who are mentally strong and physically capable of being up for 24 hours straight and still being able to perform. As opposed to, we're just a fire department.
Yeah,
we're
that's
the
not going to
civil
happen
service.
if you're part of the 77%,
No,
right?
no, you don't want that. The citizens don't want that.
They don't.
They don't.
They want, there was a survey done, and they want competent people showing up fast.
So what does that take?
Right.
What does competency take?
Well, you can't be competent, completely 100% competent at your job if you are out of shape. We already talked about it. We're not going to beat the dead horse. It's not up for debate.
Can you say that because you own horses?
What, beating a dead horse?
Isn't that kind of fucked up? They're literally right over there.
Well, I just did.
I don't know if they can hear you.
Yeah, you just, it's not for debate.
Yeah.
Like you can't do the job.
When it comes to the war thing, though, I don't think that we necessarily need to prepare for a ground war like
yeah,
we
like
had
you
in
need
the
the
past.
ground troops, like the
Yeah.
amount of presence. But
But here's what is going to happen. I won't say that. Here's what I think could happen is because we've relied so much on infrastructure from other countries, if that infrastructure goes away, that's what's going to murk the majority of our citizens,
could be.
right? Unprepared to survive without electricity or water or, like that is going to be a bigger problem.
Yeah, to fend for yourself a little bit.
Yeah, and we're not ready for that.
Yeah.
So that will kill us, not necessarily the hundreds of thousands of troops on the ground. So regardless, we're unprepared for whatever type of war we're going to have next, but that like trench warfare is probably done for us
As a whole.
as a whole,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That's my thought.
Thanks for tuning into the Standard Issue. Get exclusive content and support the show through our Patreon. You can find the link through the-standard.us. While you're there, check out our premium gear and links to our sponsors. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review. Till next time.